Are you pregnant and worried that staying active might be unsafe for? Maybe you just don't know where to start. What if I told you that you can move, get stronger, and even reduce back pain all while keeping your baby safe? In this video, I'm going to show you how to get stronger arms, strengthen your muscles, eliminate back pain, and get a safe pregnancy workout you'll actually love. No intense, overwhelming routines, just simple, effective, and enjoyable movements that make you feel empowered, confident, and energized every single day. Whether you're a beginner or already active, you'll discover the secrets to moving safely during pregnancy, feeling stronger than ever, and preparing your body for motherhood. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll be ready to embrace your pregnancy with strength, ease, and confidence. When Emily first discovered she was pregnant, she felt an overwhelming mixture of emotions: excitement, fear, joy, and uncertainty all at once. She had always been active, enjoying walks through her neighborhood park, light strength training at her local gym, and even a bit of yoga on weekends. But now, with a growing life inside her, everything suddenly felt different. She wondered if she could still move the same way, if exercise might be dangerous, or if she needed to stop altogether. Friends gave conflicting advice. Online searches left her more confused than before, and even her own body seemed to be sending mixed signals. Her energy levels shifted daily, her posture began to change, and she felt her backache in ways it never had before. One morning, while gently stretching on her living room floor, Emily realized something important. This was not the end of her fitness journey, but rather a new chapter, one where strength, awareness, and care would come together in harmony. She began seeking ways not only to stay active, but also to embrace her changing body with kindness and respect. And what she discovered surprised her. Pregnancy workouts, when done safely and with intention, were not about restriction or fear, they were about empowerment. They were about discovering how to get stronger arms, strengthen your muscles, eliminate back pain, get a safe pregnancy workout you'll love, and more importantly, about learning to trust her body in an entirely new way. As she started exploring different routines, Emily noticed how her mindset shifted. Instead of seeing exercise as something she should do, it became something she truly wanted to do, a gift to herself and to the baby she carried. Slowly, she realized that each movement was not just physical but deeply emotional. Every breath she took, every gentle lift, every stretch was a promise to care for herself and for the little life growing within. And as she embraced this philosophy, she unlocked the hidden truth about pregnancy fitness. It was not about pushing harder but about moving smarter, more gently, and more lovingly. The myth of fragility. One of the biggest misconceptions Emily had to overcome was the idea that pregnancy made her fragile. The voices of caution in her head whispered, "Don't lift that, don't bend like this, don't stretch too far." While care and moderation were important, she soon learned that avoiding movement altogether was not the answer. In fact, research and guidance from her doctor reassured her that the human body, especially during pregnancy, was built to move. Muscles could still be strengthened, posture could still be improved, and energy could still be cultivated. She began to explore exercises designed for expectant mothers, modified strength routines, prenatal yoga flows, loom-packed cardio, and mindful breathing practices. These were not about intensity, but about balance. With every session, she felt more alive, more resilient, and more deeply connected to herself. Slowly, she discovered that the very movements she once feared could actually reduce discomfort, increase energy, and support her body through the inevitable changes ahead. The truth was liberating. Exercise during pregnancy was not about limitation, but adaptation. It wasn't about chasing a pre-pregnancy version of herself, but rather about embracing the evolving strength she now carried. Stronger arms, stronger heart. Emily had never considered the importance of upper body strength before. But as her belly grew, she noticed daily tasks becoming more challenging. Carrying groceries, lifting light bags, even adjusting herself out of bed felt different. Her trainer introduced her to gentle arm exercises with light weights and resistance bands. These movements were small, but they built endurance where she needed it most. Over time, she realized that to get stronger arms during pregnancy was not about sculpting a certain look, it was about preparing for motherhood. She imagined the countless hours she would spend holding her baby, rocking him to sleep, carrying him through the first years of life. Each curl, press, and lift became a rehearsal for those future moments. Her arms grew not just in strength, but in purpose. It was not vanity that drove her anymore, it was love. And every repetition reminded her of that deeper motivation. Strengthening muscles for resilience. Pregnancy reshapes the body in extraordinary ways. Muscles stretch, ligaments loosen, posture shifts. Emily often felt her core and back struggling to adapt, especially as her belly grew heavier. But rather than accept pain as inevitable, she sought out specific exercises to stabilize and support her frame. Her trainer explained that to strengthen your muscles during pregnancy is to gift yourself stability. Gentle squats, pelvic tilts, bridges, and modified planks became her allies. They were not about pushing her body to extremes, but about maintaining the foundation she needed. Strong legs meant easier mobility. A strong core meant better balance. A strong back meant resilience against strain. With time, she noticed how these exercises changed her daily life. She could stand taller, walk longer, and move with more confidence. It wasn't just about workouts, it was about living with less struggle and more joy. The freedom from back pain. The farther along Emily went in her pregnancy, the more she noticed tension in her lower back. Long hours sitting at work and even short walks could leave her aching. For a while, she accepted this discomfort as just part of being pregnant. But her perspective changed when she discovered targeted exercises and stretches that brought relief. It was almost miraculous. By strengthening her core and improving her posture, she found ways to eliminate back pain naturally. Movements like cat-cow stretches, gentle hip tilts, and side-lying leg lifts became her sanctuary. These were not strenuous, but soothing. They gave her back a sense of freedom, releasing tension she didn't even realize she had been holding. This newfound relief transformed her days. Instead of dreading the aches that came with every step, she began moving with a sense of lightness. She learned that pregnancy did not have to mean constant pain, it could mean resilience, adaptation, and ease. A workout you'll love. The turning point came when Emily realized that her exercise routine was no longer a duty, but a delight. She no longer dragged herself into movement. She looked forward to it. Every session was a time to breathe, reconnect, and embrace her body's wisdom. She discovered that it was possible to get a safe pregnancy workout, love one that blended strength, stretching, mindfulness, and joy. She didn't need to force herself into high-intensity regimens or compare her progress to anyone else's. Her body had its own rhythm, and when she honored it, exercise became a celebration rather than a chore. Music filled her living room as she followed online prenatal workouts. The sound of her own laughter sometimes echoed when she wobbled slightly in a pose. These workouts were not about perfection. They were about presence. And that presence spilled into every other part of her life, giving her energy, calm, and confidence. The emotional transformation, but perhaps the most profound change Emily experienced, was not physical at all. It was emotional. Through her pregnancy fitness journey, she began to see herself differently, not as someone fragile or limited, but as someone powerful and capable. She began to trust her intuition, to listen closely to her body, and to let go of comparisons. She found joy in small victories. Completing a gentle workout after a long day. Breathing deeply through a challenging stretch, feeling her baby kick during a yoga pose. These were moments of connection not only to herself but to the life she carried. What started as an attempt to stay in shape became a journey of self-love, and in that love, she found strength greater than she had ever known. Beyond birth, as Emily approached the final weeks of her pregnancy, she reflected on everything she had learned. Exercise had not only supported her physically, but also prepared her mentally for the journey of childbirth and motherhood. She knew that labor would require endurance, strength, and calm, and she had been practicing those qualities every single day. She also understood that this was not the end of her fitness story but another transition. After giving birth, she would continue moving, adapting, and growing stronger. Her workouts would change, just as her life would, but the philosophy would remain the same. Honor your body, move with love, and embrace strength in all its forms. For Emily, pregnancy fitness was not about returning to who she once was. It was about becoming someone new, someone resilient, vibrant, and deeply connected to her body and her child. Conclusion. The power of gentle strength. The story of Emily is more than just one woman's journey. It reflects a universal truth. Pregnancy is not a pause on life, but a transformation. Movement during this time is not about restriction or fear, but about empowerment, adaptation, and love. To get stronger arms, strengthen your muscles, eliminate back pain. Get a safe pregnancy workout. Love is not just a checklist of goals, it's a way of embracing pregnancy with confidence and grace. It is a reminder that strength does not always come from intensity. Sometimes it comes from gentleness, from awareness, from the quiet commitment to care for oneself in body and spirit. Every expecting mother carries within her not only the strength to nurture life, but also the power to discover her own resilience. And when she chooses to move, breathe, and honor her body, she awakens a gentle strength that will carry her through pregnancy, through birth, and into the lifelong journey of motherhood.